Okay. In the previous session, we have seen the classification of dispersion. We have seen the waveguide dispersion. In the previous session, we have completed that, and we have seen some of the highlights of intermodal dispersion. Okay. As I have told you already, for intermodal dispersion, no doubt some key points I have listed here. You can include whatever we have discussed in the introductory part of dispersion concept, the three figures, multi-mode step index, graded index, and single mode fiber. So you can use the same explanation here in order to explain the intermodal dispersion. Coming to today's topic, it is a multi-mode step index fiber. Again, I'm trying to connect this topic with the previous one, that is, this is again in dispersion concept only. So if we compare the three different figures which we have discussed in the starting concept, when we started with the dispersion concept, I have taken three comparative figures analyzing dispersion किसमें ज़्यादा होगा. Okay, so those three figures I can make use of as a reference. You can see these three figures. If you see, the first one is multi-mode step index fiber. Okay, in this the pulse broadening is maximum, and comparatively with the multi-mode graded index, it is some improved. Okay, it is somewhat improved version compared to the step index. Fine. And the third one is single mode. If you see all three together, now the heading is multi-mode step index fiber. So we are going to analyze pulse broadening kaise hoga in case of multi-mode step index fiber. So let us see, let us analyze in case of multi-mode step index fiber. We will be calculating the pulse broadening or the amount of dispersion. Okay, you can see the figure. Let me just read it out very quickly. You can see on the screen, I have written somewhere here, delay differences. This is the word, even we have got this in the previous session also. Propagation of delay differences. When we were talking about intermodal dispersion, we have used this term, propagation delay differences. So you should know what do you mean by delay differences. Okay. For this, to make you understand, let me take one simple example. If this is your railway crossing, okay, this is your railway crossing, and assume this is one, a reference line at which here the engine should come. Assume that this is one railway station. Okay, at this station your train should come and stop. Okay, so if you see this train, assume that the train is coming from this side. It has got, say, some 10 number of bogies. Okay, some 10 number of sections it has, and one more, that is engine. So if the engine touches here, okay, remaining 10, those compartments, they will be behind this engine. Okay, when the engine crosses this line, okay, from this particular station, when the train starts moving, what will happen? The engine will cross this line. So if the engine alone crosses this line, does that mean कि आपका पूरा train pass हो गया है? It is not that. Still 10 bogies are remaining. Still 10 more, those compartments have to cross this line. That time we can say that the train has moved ahead. Okay, ahead of the station. It has moved from the station. It is not कि सिर्फ अगर engine निकल गया तो the complete train has moved. The remaining 10 compartments should also move. So this is the analogy which I am taking here in case of multi-mode fiber. Okay, क्योंकि multi-mode fiber में क्या होगा? Array, it will be traveling in different modes, right? Multi-mode. That's why we call it as a multi-mode. We have even taken this concept, multi-mode step index and graded index, both in the module 1. Okay, try to recall. We have even studied there refractive index profiles, constant profile, then parabolic profile. Try to recall those. We have already seen that a ray will pass maybe in this path or maybe some other path. It may follow some other, in many paths a ray will pass. So these are different modes. So when I talk about modes, it contains the minimum or the slowest mode or the highest mode. So that is maximum mode. So what are these slowest and fastest modes? Slowest mode means वो एक अपने from the source to the destination, it will take the minimum time. That is the slowest mode. That is, अगर आपके पास many number of lines are existing like this, which has got the lowest distance, this horizontal line, right? So if you consider this concept, the slowest mode will be this center ray which will pass across this core through the fiber axis. Let me draw it clearly, then you'll understand it. The meaning of slowest and fastest mode. I am now discussing the multi-mode fiber. Hence, we come across many different rays inside the core region. This is your core, assume, and this is your cladding. Let the structure be bigger so that you'll understand it bit clearly. This is your fiber axis. Okay, I'm not drawing the cladding. This is your cladding. Fine. Now coming to the center structure, from some optical source, a ray will be launched and this will propagate through the core material inside the core through different modes. Assume ये एक mode of propagation है. Okay, this is one with some angle. Consider this is one more propagation mode. We don't know, some example I'm taking. I can have one more like this, okay, and I can have a straight line also. So there are different paths available for different modes. If you have these different modes, ये जो modes हैं, ये जो rays हैं, they have, even though core has a constant refractive index, I am talking about step index, क्योंकि step index में आपका refractive index of the core constant रहता है. Try to recall, we have studied this structure, refractive index profile of step index. So core region में throughout, your refractive index of the core will be constant. So all will be moving with the same velocity. However, even though सबका velocity same है, सब अलग अलग time पे क्यों reach होते हैं? Because of, you can see the distance traveled. This may take a different, this is a different distance. This distance traveled is different. And ये जो straight line वाला mode है, the ray which is passing through the fiber axis, that has got a different distance to cover. So because of the different distances, they reach their destination at different times. So there is a difference. So out of these many different modes, let me consider only two for my analysis. One is the slowest mode and one is the fastest mode. It is something like, अगर आपके train में you have engine first and you have the last compartment, okay, say number 10. So no need to consider all paths. Only consider difference कितना है, delay कितना है, वो जानने के लिए you have to consider जो पहले पास होगा that particular engine and जो last वाला पास होगा, you have to consider only those two. अगर ये कितना टाइम ले रहा है and ये कितना टाइम ले रहा है, if you take the differences you will get the delay. कितना टाइम लगेगा पूरे ट्रेन को उस वो लाइन को क्रॉस करने के लिए. Okay, so no need to take all the in between compartments for a train. Similar to that, even though you have got multi modes, many number of rays will be there inside the core. Consider only two for your analysis, the slowest mode and the fastest mode. Now in this section, the slowest mode is the axial ray. What is axial or axial ray? Axial ray is the ray which will pass through the center of the fiber axis. This is your axial or axial ray. And what is the fastest mode? Fastest mode is meridional ray. I think it is visible to you here. I have written, in order to analyze multi-mode step index fiber, in order to calculate the amount of dispersion and pulse broadening, I have to consider delay differences. So what are these delay differences? जितने भी multi-mode में जितने rays जाएंगे, out of which how much amount of time the slowest mode is taking and how much amount of time the fastest mode is taking to reach the destination. If you take the difference between those two times, you will get the delay differences. कितना time लगेगा, कितना delay हो रहा है. Actually expected क्या है? All together should reach at the same time, but it is not happening. The different modes, even though velocities are same, the path, the distance traveled is different, because of which you will be getting different delays. हर एक mode अपने अपने time पे it will reach the destination. So in order to calculate the delay difference, hope you understood what is the delay difference now. In order to calculate the delay difference, you have to consider two rays here. Using the ray theory model, we have studied this in the initial sessions. The fastest and slowest modes propagating in the step index fiber has to be considered. And which are those two? The fastest and the slowest. The slowest mode is the axial ray, and the fastest mode is a meridional ray. So you can see only two lines you can see inside the core. This is your core material. This is your cladding. I have taken only two lines for my reference. It doesn't mean that it has only two modes. It is a multi-mode. I am, for my reference, it is enough to take slowest and fastest, so that delay difference can be calculated. So slowest कौन सा होगा? ये जो center वाला है, क्योंकि इसका जो distance traveled है वो minimum होगा. From the center axis, the ray which is passing through the fiber core axis, it will reach with the minimum distance. The distance required to travel is minimum. Comparatively, you can see the other ray, it is hitting here, total internal reflection hote hue, it is covering the distance. This slant line you can see, obviously, if you compare this distance and this distance, which is more? The hypotenuse दिख रहा है आपको, so this distance traveled is more. So the fastest mode is what? We call it meridional ray, the extreme meridional ray. Why I am using the term extreme? Just I have given you the example of a train. The engine is number 1 and the last one, the last compartment is 10. So extreme, the last one, which is having the, the zyada time leta hai wo. So that is your extreme meridional ray. In order to find the pulse dispersion, we need to find the delay differences between these two rays. Let me just show you the figure. The paths taken by these two rays in a perfectly structured step index fiber are as shown. So you have some from some optical source, a ray is launched, some refraction occurs here. This is your angle of incidence. यहाँ पर क्या होगा? Total internal reflection. Okay, this is one ray. And there is one more ray that is different modes. It travels through different modes. So there is one more ray here, that is axial ray. And this is your critical angle phi c. And what is theta a? It is the acceptance angle. Acceptance angle is that angle, if that comes, then only this condition, जो भी total internal reflection है, the wave propagates, these conditions will be met. अगर आपका angle, launching angle, if it is not within this acceptance cone, then what will happen? जो भी ये ray है, it will not undergo TIR. It will simply enter the cladding and get lost. That's it. So theta A is your acceptance angle. So within that acceptance angle only a ray is launched. So if you see the structure, you have a distance. Just let us consider only this triangle. Okay, this is your air. N0 is the refractive index of air. Core N1, cladding N2. Considering this triangle, you can see the angle of incidence is theta and the critical angle is theta c. So this is your distance traveled. So what I will do now, for each of these rays, one for axial ray, one for meridional ray, I will try to calculate the time. Okay, in terms of velocity. Velocity is equal to distance by time. We know. From that concept, let me go for calculation of the time travel. The delay difference between these two rays when they travel inside the fiber core, it will give us the estimation of the pulse broadening. Okay, and the pulse broadening will result in intermodal dispersion. As both rays, they are traveling with the same velocity, as I told you, because it is a step index fiber, कोर का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स कांस्टेंट है, रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स कांस्टेंट है तो वेलोसिटी भी कांस्टेंट होगा. ओके, हाउएवर व्हाई दे आर रीचिंग एट दी डिफरेंट टाइम्स, क्योंकि जो डिस्टेंस कवर्ड है दैट इज डिफरिंग फॉर दोज टू रेज. So the delay difference is directly related to their respective path length, as I told you. ये जो axial ray है, its distance covering is different, and if you see this second ray, its distance coverage is different. Because of the different path lengths, you are getting those rays at the output at different times. Not because उनके velocities अलग हैं, इसीलिए they are reaching at the different times. Their velocities are same only. It is constant. However, because of the different paths covered, the length coverage जो difference है दोनों के बीच, because of that they are reaching at the different times. Hence, let me take the first one. This is for axial ray. Hence, the time taken for the axial ray to travel along the fiber length L. So, we know that velocity is equal to distance by time. So, if I want to calculate the time, distance divided by v I have to take. So I have taken time is that to axial distance traveled minimum hoga, so time bhi minimum hoga. So t minimum is equal to distance by velocity. Distance is what? I am considering only this triangle. What is the distance traveled? It is the L. L, and what is the velocity? Velocity is in the air, when a ray travels, the velocity is c, 3 into 10 to the power of 8. But when it enters the core region, okay, this is your core region, when it enters, your refractive index will affect the velocity. So velocity will not be c, it will be c divided by n1. You know that, right? Ratio n1 by n2. We have already seen this ratio in terms of the Snell's law, reflection, refraction theory. In that we have seen this. So the different velocities and refractive indices. So what is the difference? When the ray enters the core, velocity will not remain c. It will be affected by the refractive index. Slow down ho jayega. So c divided by n1. N1 is the refractive index of the core. So just rearrange it. You will get L n1 by c. This is your equation 1. This is the minimum time taken for axial ray. Now let me calculate for another ray, meridional ray. So for meridional ray, again I will take the use of, I'll just make use of this velocity is equal to distance by time. How will I find time? T is distance by velocity. By T max this time, because it will take the largest time. So T max is equal to distance traveled divided by velocity. Velocity is same, observe karo, c by n1 and c by n1, because refractive index of the core material is same. So velocity will be same for both the rays. However, the distance traveled is different. Yahan par L hai. Let us look at this triangle. Tell me, what is this distance traveled? Because this is the distance traveled by the meridional ray. So if this is your L, this is your theta, what is this? Say x. Okay, let me take this as x, the ray. So use the concept of the triangle. Trigonometry, you have a 90-degree angle here, you have a theta here. What is x is equal to? It is your hypotenuse. And you know the base. Base is L. Tell me what will be x equals to. So the value of the distance traveled, that is x, in this figure, you can see in this triangle, hypotenuse value x, you can see this is the base L. So L by x, base by hypotenuse is cos theta, L will be equal to, x will be equal to L by cos theta. So I have substituted that here. The distance traveled by the meridional ray divided by velocity as it is hai, c by n1. Rearrange the terms here. ये जो denominator का term है n1, denominator of the denominator, this will come to the numerator, L n1 c cos theta. Okay. Now I want all these terms, L, n1, c, these all linear parameters. Okay, I don't want this angle here. So let me remove this cos theta term and let me replace it with some other value, a known value, so that I can take the difference of these two times. Okay, so in order to replace this cos theta term, I will make use of Snell's law. We have already studied what is Snell's law here. It is actually a critical angle in terms of sine of phi c is equal to n2 by n1. So this is what we have studied in Snell's law. Actually, it is n1 sine theta c sine phi c is equal to n2 sine some angle, that is 90 degrees, the value. So sine 90 is 1. That's why it is sine phi c is equal to n2 by n1. So what is the critical angle here? Again, coming to the triangle, observe the triangle. This is your 90 degrees. This is your theta. So what is the third angle? You know already. जब भी एक triangle आप consider करते हो, sum of all the three angles should be equal to 180 degrees, right? Or how can you take phi c? Phi c is equal to 90 minus theta. You can take, I guess. 90 minus theta will be equal to phi c. Hope I'm right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So sine of, substituting the critical angle value in terms of theta. Sine 90 minus theta is n2 by n1, or sine 90 minus theta. Whenever 90 term comes, the sine gets converted to cos and vice versa. So I have changed this to cos theta, and sine 90 minus, if you see ASTC in the first quadrant, 90 minus, all are positive. So it is positive, cos theta. Cos theta is equal to n2 by n1. So from the figure in the triangle, cos theta I can take it as n2 by n1. So I can replace that here in the time equation. Replace cos theta as n2 by n1. So let me substitute it here, n2 by n1, and rearrange the terms. ये जो n1 है ऊपर जाएगा, it is n1 square by n2. This is your second equation. So we have got Tmin and Tmax. एक जो minimum time लेगा, that is your axial ray. एक जो maximum time लेगा, meridional, extreme meridional ray. If we take the differences, between these two times, we will get the delay difference. So the delay difference, let me take it as the delta TS. Okay, delta indicates the difference between these two rays is the equation 1 and 2 you need to subtract. So I have taken 2 minus 1, maximum minus minimum. Minimum minus maximum तो कर नहीं सकते हैं. So 2 minus 1, L n1 square by C n2, L n1 square by C n2 minus L n1 by C. Now simple mathematics, go for some terms taking common. L n1 by C n2. The first complete term I can take it common. You'll be left with 1 minus. You don't have one more n1 here because n1 square I have taken common. So divide it, and then you have taken n2 also common. Here it is not there. Here it is in the denominator. Take the multiplication. So n2 by n1. So keeping this outside as it is, take the LCM, n1 minus n2 divided by n1. And n1 minus n2 by n1 is nothing but relative refractive index difference, delta. Okay, and we are assuming that delta is very less than 1, in the sense difference बहुत कम है. What do you mean by relative refractive index difference? If n1 is the refractive index of the core, n2 is the refractive index of the cladding, इनके बीच का जो difference है, assume करो ये 1.46 है, assume n1 core refractive index. If I take n2 as 1.459999, so it is very close. So the difference is very small. So if the difference is very small, I can equate approximately, both are same, because जब इसको आप approximate करते हो, you take this as 1.46 only. Hence, if I assume the relative refractive index, if the construction of the step index fiber is such that n1 and n2 के बीच का जो difference है बहुत ही कम है, if I consider that, I can equate both n1 and n2, दोनों का almost. Okay, so if I do that, ये जो denominator का term है n2, I can replace it with n1 N1 say I can replace it with N2. So if I go for that, again start with this basic equation. This is one equation I got, no doubt. Suppose denominator term N1, I can replace it with N2. Why? Under the condition delta is very, very small. Difference between the two refractive indices is very, very small. Under such condition, try to simplify this delta TS. What you get? L N1 by C you take common. The second term you take common. Delta is equal to L N1 by C, you take it common, second term. What will be left in the first term? L N1 by C. N1 by N2 you will remain. N1 by N2 minus L N1 by C you have taken common, hence it is 1. Now further simplification, L N1 by C, N1 take the LCM, N1 minus N2 by N2. You can see I have replaced N1 by N2. Earlier see N1 was there when I simplified. Now when I simplified, I have taken N2 and I can equate this to delta because my condition is delta is very, very small. दोनों refractive indexes के बीच का difference बहुत कम है. Okay. Under that condition, I can replace N1 with N2 and this is nothing but delta. So L N1 by C into delta, or we have this relationship with delta and numerical aperture. To solve this, Na is equal to N1 root 2 delta. Try to get the equation for delta. Square both sides, Na square is equal to N1 square 2 delta, or delta is Na square by 2 N1 square. Substitute that here. Na divided by 2 N1 square into C, and 1 N gets cancelled here. You will get L Na square divided by 2 N1 C. So this is your delay difference. इतना time लगेगा आपका complete wave reach होने के लिए with all the different modes, minimum, maximum, medium, all together. Multi-mode fiber में जितने भी rays of different modes when they are traveling, complete the time difference between the maximum and the minimum. That is, जो पहले पहुंचेगा and the last which will reach. The difference between them is this equation. Okay. Now to find the pulse broadening, okay, I will be utilizing this delta S in the further concept. The main motive is to find the pulse broadening, and we have seen that comparatively multi-mode step index, graded index and single mode में step index का pulse broadening is maximum, बहुत है compared to other two. Okay. Now, in order to analyze the pulse broadening, I will assume that the जो भी input pulse which is propagating through the optical fiber, it is nothing but a pulse, say Pi of t. It is a variable of time, and it is having the unit area. This you might have studied in signals also, as well as even in case of your integrations also, area under the curve. Okay. So we are considering the optical input जो LED और laser से आएगा, that input is a pulse Pi of t of unit area, that is area under the curve is unit t. How can you represent this? We are considering this to be like this. एक pulse है, it has got the time limit between delta, this is minus delta ts by 2 to plus delta ts by 2. And amplitude क्या है इसका? We are assuming that 1 by delta ts is the amplitude. So this is the consideration we are doing. Pi, it has a constant amplitude, and over the range you have seen that minus to plus. Okay. Now the value of the RMS pulse broadening, let us go to the probability and statistics. You might have studied about the mean, variance values, how to calculate root mean values, right? So in the RMS pulse broadening, at the in order to find this at the output of the optical fiber, how we can calculate? It can be calculated in terms of variance. Okay, variance is sigma or rho, sigma s square. Okay, it is what? The pulse broadening value in terms of the variance. If we calculate variance, we can get RMS pulse broadening. Now what is variance equation? Variance rho s square is equal to m2 by m2 minus m1 square. What is m1 and m2? M1 is, as I told you, variance and mean both are related. You might have studied this in case of your digital communication probably. the mean values for each PSK, FSK, right? So this M1 stands for the mean value of the pulse. Mean is nothing but your average. आप mean निकालते हो ना? And M2 is the mean square value of the pulse. Okay? And in terms of equation, mean value कैसे होगा? Integration of T into Pi of T. Pulse is multiplied with T dt. This is the equation to find the mean value. But no need to go further in this calculation, because if you see, ये pulse एक rectangular pulse है. Okay? And both are equidistant from this 0. So what is the mean value here? Mean comes to 0, क्योंकि दोनों equidistant है pulse. जब आप mean निकालोगे इसका, it comes up to 0. So no need to calculate M1. So this will be discarded. So you have to simply calculate M2 so that you will get rho S square. Rho S square is the variance. So what is M2? Mean value कैसे calculate होगा? T into the pulse. But mean square value calculate कैसे होगा? Pulse को T square से multiply करना पड़ेगा. यहाँ पे T से multiplication है, यहाँ पे T square से multiplication है. So I have to consider M2 equation. I have to solve this. So if you see, sigma S will be M2 minus 0, क्योंकि mean value 0 है pulse का. So it is only M2. M2 is integration T square Pi of T dt. And what is the integration limit? What is the pulse limit? Pulse is extending from minus tau S by 2 to plus tau S by 2. So limits will now reduce to minus to plus tau S by 2. And what is the amplitude value you have? Pulse value, pulse amplitude, it is 1 by tau S. You can see I have considered the pulse with the amplitude 1 by tau S. Then substituting this T square as it is. So tau S is independent term. I have to integrate only with respect to T. So integrate this 1 by tau S, I'll take it outside. T square's integration is T cube by 3. And apply the limits. Once you apply the limits to solve it, I have got this. Okay, you try to solve this. T cube by 3, apply the limits. Delta Ts by 2 minus delta Ts by 2. So substitute the limits for T. Okay, solve this. You will be getting around 1 by 3 delta Ts by 2 whole square. I have got this. You try this simplification. Okay. So once you get this, nothing, just T के बदले में आपको delta Ts by 2 substitute करना है. So it is delta Ts cube होगा here. Okay, no, don't consider this here. 1 by 3 and 1 by delta S I have taken outside. You will be getting cube by 8. क्योंकि 2 है यहाँ पे, 2 cube will be 8. Minus of minus plus होगा delta Ts cube by 8. So 2 times delta Ts by 8, cube by 8. So 2 ones are 2 fours are. You will be getting 1 tau delta Ts gets cancelled here. You will be remaining with 1 by 4 delta Ts square. Okay, ये 1 by 3 I have not kept it. You can write it here 1 by 3 and 1 by 3. So finally you will get 1 by 3 delta Ts by 2 whole square. क्योंकि ये 2 को मैंने 2 square लिया है. Okay. So once you get this, this is your variance, and here you have delta Ts, which we have calculated in the previous section. See here, delta Ts we have calculated Ln square divided by 2n1c, or simply Ln1 delta by c. You can take any value. Substituting that, I have taken Ln1 delta by c. Okay, the same value I have taken here. This 2 is, I have kept it as it is, square. So it is nothing but, if I want to take the sigma S, I have to take the square root. So 1 by root 3 Ln1 delta. Okay, because of these squares will get cancelled. Both side you have square term. You can see both side you have a square term. This complete bracket will be kept as it is. क्योंकि ये square term cancel हो जाएगा. The complete bracket I have kept it as it is. Just simply rearrange करो Ln1 delta divided by 2 root 3 c. और if you want, अगर आपको delta Ts का value instead of this, अगर आपको in terms of numerical aperture submit apply करना है, so you substitute that. no issues. You can solve it. You will be getting L N1 Na square divided by 4 root 3 N1C. I have substituted L N1 by L N1 delta by C as the delta Ts. So this is your variance value. So variance, that is sigma S, is given by this equation. Finally, I have to do some conclusion. Still some analysis is remaining. If you observe, sigma S depends on various terms. L, N1, delta, C, many terms are involved here.